Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and we are live here. It's Friday Fun Live, but on a Saturday. I know that may throw some of you all off, but as you know, yesterday was the 4th of July. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you're in the United States celebrating our country's 259th birthday, I don't know how many of you remember the bicentennial. I remember that very well back in, well, it was a long time ago. And I was in school, grade school, maybe. No, I was actually in junior high school back then. So I don't know if you remember that. So it's kind of exciting because we're getting ready to celebrate the 250th next year. I know there's going to be a lot of things leading up to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I don't know. I hope you had a good time. We did. We were able to walk to our fireworks display this year, and that was a lot of fun to just be with others in the community and to celebrate all of that. Just the wonders of the fireworks, and it was really fun to have a little one with us, to have a toddler, and yes, and a newborn who did very well. I got to hold the newborn through it, and she's slept all the way through it, which was nice. And the toddler absolutely enjoyed every minute of it, and just a lot of wow and things like that. And it was really nice because you never know if they're going to be terrified or if they're going to really enjoy all of that. So we are really happy that that was the case. Um, Let me look at my cheat sheet here. Um, and just to let you know, my daughter Becky is doing well. Thank you for all of your well wishes. I was just pretty overwhelmed by that, so thank you for the posting on social media. And in case you haven't noticed, we're not posting a clear facial feature of the baby. We're going to try to refrain from more of that in the future. Um, just for their privacy and for the children's safety, because we're living in a whole new AI world. And so anyway, that's the reason for that. And we're also keeping the name kind of off the grid as well for the same reason. But I so appreciate you all for your kind prayers and in caring for the family. Um, yes, thank you, Hannah. Yeah, and Becky reminded me. Yeah, of course, it was 1976. I knew the year for the 200th birthday. I definitely knew the year. I was just trying to figure out where I was at that time. So anyway, let me go ahead and get to the chat again. Well, let me talk a little bit. Again, thank you for your kind prayers for the family. As you know, I'm not broadcasting from home. I'm still down somewhere in the south. And by the way, Hannah is in the direct path of a tropical storm. Probably going to be expecting that sometime tonight, tomorrow, maybe. We're just really thankful that it's not a full-fledged hurricane, but it can still stir up a lot of wind and rain and even some tornadoes. So do be careful, Hannah, and any of you in the path there. And yeah, so anyway, just to let you know, mom and baby are doing fine. And I have a whole new level of respect for you moms at home. Looks like I've frozen here. Okay, there it goes. For you moms at home with small children, those of you who haven't had small children or never have, or you men out there, please, lots of respect to these young moms who are even maybe even mid-age moms, having small children to care for. It's a lot of work. And for example, just seeing my daughter do it on little sleep and recovering from the delivery, oh my goodness, it's a lot, going from one-on-one where you can kind of contain a toddler to, okay, now you're totally outnumbered. So it's this is hard, and you moms out there, give yourselves the grace, much more grace than what I see online. And I would encourage you to stay away from advice columns where everybody has their 15 items of how to do it all and do it well. Just chuck that out the door. Concentrate on loving your child. The house will wait. If you can just keep everybody fed and clothed, You're doing great. So just and it's there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And so anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Uh, I'm getting a whole new picture of what it was like. I don't know how I got through it, except to say one thing, and that is by the grace of God. And he makes up the difference big time. But anyway, those of you who are out there trying to do all these things and you have young children, I would just say concentrate on your children if you can. That is so, so important. And you are changing the world one life at a time, one diaper at a time, one meal at a time. So anyway, okay, I'll get off my preach there. But I'm gonna get to the chat and say hey to everybody. Wanda Gordon, so good to have you in the chat with us, my friend. And we're way south of you now. You're up in North Carolina. We're a couple states south of you now. And she says, good morning, Miss Bonnie and everyone. Praying everyone had a blessed fourth. We do live in a great nation. Yes, ma'am, we do. With all its, warts and flaws that people are more than happy to point out to us now in the last 10 years or so. With all of that, I'll take the United States of America any day of the week. I have had the privilege of traveling overseas several times and seeing other countries, which has been delightful for me. I love meeting everybody, outside, and that's a wonderful experience. But I just about want to kiss the tarmac when I get back home because I just love the United States of America so much. I'm so thankful that my little granddaughter and grandson get to live here. Anyway, Kelly, it's so good to have you in the chat. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Sorry your mom was having a rough time. And it's always great to hear all the different things that you are crocheting. And Sandra, good morning to you. And Susie Pop's Creations, I'm so glad to have you. She says, hello, everyone. Congrats on another grandbaby. Thank you so much. So this is grandbaby number 3, granddaughter number 1. She's my favorite granddaughter at the moment because she's the only one. And she is so far a very good baby, just delightful. She made a little bit of an early appearance. We didn't expect her until sometime next week, but she's doing great. And Diane says, yes, hello, everyone. Congratulations. Okay, congratulations on a new little granddaughter. Did I just read? No, I didn't just read that. I'm reading another. Thank you, Diane. What a joy. Yes, she is. Poopy diapers and everything. A joy. And thank you, Hannah, for being there for us, wishing us all a happy 4th of July. And there go all the shoes off the shoe rack. Every single one has been tossed onto the floor. I think I've lost track of how many times I've put those shoes back there. Anyway, and Jody joining us from Montana. Wow. So glad to have you, Jody. And let's see, Becky, you're there. Hey, hey, Becky, I'm waving at you across the room. Just coming to your comment. And yep, she says just dropping in to say hello. She's trying to keep the background noise to a minimum, but that may not happen, and I'm totally okay with that. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and silence the dings coming onto my computer. And thank you, Wanda, for the congrats. And Red Hook says, hello, Bonnie, Hannah, and everyone. Congrats to your family on the new edition. Thank you so much, Red Hook. She's a joy. She sleeps a lot right now, which is a really good thing. And Ola Joe says, good morning to us and all. Hey, how are you doing? It's always good to hear from you. Hope your crochet channel and everything is going well. And those of you, check out Ola Joe, the Crocheting Sailor. She does have a YouTube channel, and you can find out more about her probably in her video descriptions, just like here. And Phil is joining us from Moorcroft, Wyoming. Good golly, Phil, you go back and forth so much. Wow, that's amazing. I hope you're able to find a good place to hunker down and celebrate the 4th while you were out there. And we have Karen. Good day to you, Karen. Glad you could join us. And Donna, good morning. She says, good morning, Hannah and Bonnie. Thank you, Donna. And let's see, we have Anna from Brazil. Wow. Welcome, Anna. I'm so glad you could, or Anna. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but thank you for joining us from so far away. Becky, is the broadcast doing okay over there? Little glitchy. Okay, yeah, we do have a little bit, not terribly. Okay, well, hopefully it's coming through to you guys. Again, away from home, internet's a little bit different, but I hope hopefully it will work. And Jet One In says, "Hi, Bonnie and Hannah. I wrote you an email response and then forgot to hit send." Oh, I have done that before. I've probably done all those things before. So sorry. Love to you and your family. Well, thank you, Jet One In. It's the thought that counts, right? Try sending it again. I'll try to get to you. Just to let you all know, I do have a couple of questions to respond to folks who are waiting for me to answer. Usually, if I can answer like in a split second off the top of my head, I'll answer those quickly. But if it's something where I have to go through an older pattern and reassess things to help people through it, that's going to take me a while because it requires quiet and thought and time to to really study it to give an accurate answer. And who there are a couple people that are just about you. In fact, we had a plumbing emergency here one day. It required total shutdown of water, and that was fun. So that kind of pushed us all behind a little bit. We've just been catching up from that. Um, so thanks for your patience. And Becky says she's doing great, and so is the baby. Yes, she is. Um, if you guys want to continue to pray, I'm sure that would be appreciated because things are hard when you're in recovery. You tire more easily. You're not sleeping through the night. You're constantly on. It's a lot. Like I've said, it's a lot, and it's easy to feel sad and overwhelmed in a heartbeat. So thank you, Kelly. She says happy 4th of July. We got a little stomper over here. I think he's practicing his clogging routine. Oh, there goes a shoe. There goes another projectile. Unidentified flying object just went through the living room. Okay. Thank you, Jet One In. She says, "Hi, Becky. Glad you and baby are doing great." Yeah, thank you for that. And Lisa Little says, "Hello, Miss Bonnie and all my fellow crocheters. Congrats on the new grand. Thank you so much." And BJ says, "Good morning. Our birthday boy woke up with a bad headache, so I'm praying for him, and I am happy to be here." Yes, certainly prayers. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, BJ. If those of you who pray, please pray for BJ that he can enjoy his birthday today. And Ola Joe says that's understandable. I've done that for our grands. Yep. And Susan says hello. Just came across. Well, welcome, Susan. And Kelly was asking the new baby's name. I'm gonna have to refrain from that just right now, Kelly. Thanks for your understanding for that. We just want to try to keep detailed information offline for now. So thanks for understanding that. And is it Vima's Crochet? Good to have you with us. And Hannah just sent me a question from Radha. Says, "Hi, Bonnie. Recently, I ran into Annie's Attic website on how to block a finished piece. Do you do this too?" Good question. It depends on the piece. There have been many Afghans, even the shirt that I'm wearing now. I didn't block. Some things don't require blocking, while other things absolutely shine 100 times better when you block them. Um, so I don't know exactly how Annie's is teaching how to block, but I do have some videos on my channel. I'm trying to think specifically, if you look at the end of the Celtic Mandala throw or the On a Hill Far Away Easter throw, I did block those projects because it just makes them better. If you have an edging that's kind of lacy or fancy, you definitely want to block that. I have blocked some of my shawls. Uh, if you're working with mohair or wool, it's especially helpful if you can block those. They just help to make them be in better shape. And some of the type of natural fibers when you block, I'm talking a wet block. I'm not going to get into all the details, but if you watch the videos, you can see what I'm doing. There are other ways of doing it that I prefer not to saturate my items and then block them. I prefer to just kind of spritz them with a little bit of water, which seems to be fine. I usually block them into the shape that I want them to be, and then I wet them down and then let them dry overnight. That's the short of it. Um, so yeah, but I don't block everything. I don't, for example, like simple baby blankets and things. I don't block. But it just depends again on the yarn and the design. But that's an excellent question. And Laurie Parker from North Carolina. Oh wow, says she's been following me for over a year. Up and says I'm a great teacher. Thank you, Laurie. I so appreciate that. I wouldn't have read it if I wasn't. I should have pre-read that one, but thank you so much. I so appreciate that. Um, I think just having had to dig deep for knowledge and things not coming 100 just naturally and immediately. I mean, my IQ is probably not off the charts. It's probably barely on the charts, but I think as far as teaching goes, I think that's what's helped me. I was also an education major, a music education major in college, and having to teach concepts that are kind of complicated and trying to distill it down so that it's understandable to even a child, I think has helped me. And not calling anybody children here, but it does help me to understand that when I teach a concept, that people don't always have a working knowledge. They don't always have this much knowledge, so that all I have to do is add this much. I try to teach, the fundamentals step by step, and I think that's what helps. That's what helped my algebra students when I was doing homeschool with an algebra group. And confessional time, I was a B student when it came to algebra in high school, because you had one shot at it in high school and that was it. You had to grasp it. You didn't have time to marinate in it to really get understanding, or at least the way I was taught. But having gotten back into it and teaching it again and again and again, it really helped me to understand just how to break things down a little bit better in a way that it wasn't broken down for me. So that's kind of why I do that for others, because I don't assume that you understand, the 5 things that you have to know before you do the 6th. I try to review the others gently and then hit you with the next one. But and again, there's always the rewind switch and there's always the slow it down switch. And I do talk about that in my videos. And if you need to know how to do that, email me, or, I should put a video out. I think I did do a video a while back on how to do that. But anyway, I'm digressing a bit. Well, let me get back to the chat. I want to just keep it going here. And Susan is so you're so welcome here. She says, just came across you. Well, welcome to our channel. We have a wonderful community here. I'm a little prejudiced. Yes, I love my community. I think it's the best. Not because of me, but because of the people who hang around here and show respect to one another. And they're just good people. And Kelly, let's see. Okay, Vima's Crochet is here. Hey, Vima. And Trish says, hey, Bonnie, we wanted to say hi. Hey, Trish, so glad that you could join us. And Ola Joe says, happy you are safe and well. Hannah will be praying that you and family will be okay. Thank you so much, Ola Joe. I appreciate that. And Ginger's BP says, hi, Bonnie. Stay safe, Hannah. Yes, thank you, Ginger. And Nancy says, congratulations and many continuing blessings to you and your family. Happy 4th of July, all. Thank you, Nancy. Happy 4th to you, too. Even though it's the 5th, we can celebrate anytime. Freedom is a big deal. It's a big thing. It costs a lot of people their lives. I like to celebrate it every day. And DL Cripps says, good morning. Congratulations on your new baby girl. Thank you so much. And let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, Jet One. And she says, I haven't been able to have kiddos. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people in your shoes, though. I don't want you to feel left out or alone. My sister is about 5 years or so, 5, 6 years younger than me, and she's not even married yet. She's wanted to be, but I don't think she reminds me saying that. But she's trusting in the Lord, and kids looks like will not be in her future either. But she has been such an influence and an impact on so many families that I have known over the years, including mine, especially my family, being the great one of the probably the greatest aunt that my kids have and appreciate. Um, and she's worked at a pediatric office for over 20, 25 years and has really impacted people and families, and they love her. And so I just wanted to say that to encourage you. You just you're having an impact. You're having probably a greater impact on other people and families, because you're not encumbered with your own to some extent. I know my sister has given, medical care to children who have grown up and had their own children and brought them to Brenda and the doctor that she works for, which it's a very small practice, but it's a very, very tight knit one. It's wonderful. So I'm just saying that to a lot of you singles out there, or maybe ladies who've like I have friends who don't have a family, as far as natural children, but have just had a tremendous impact on other people. So only God understands some of these mysteries. Let's see. For Ola Joe, for your happy, week, fourth weekend to happy Nancy, happy fourth weekend to you all. Thank you. And I hope you all have a wonderful time this weekend. I think we're going to be getting out of the house in just a little bit. Yes, Becky? She's nodding her head. Yes, we're going to get out of the house. Probably walk around downtown. It's going to be a lot of fun just to get out in the sun. Even if it is, how hot is it out now? Ooh, yes. I like that idea. Oh my goodness. My daughter says, I want to go to Hobby Lobby and walk around. And I'm like, yes, walk around inside in the AC. I don't have a Hobby Lobby near where I live. But this one is what? Just 10, 15 minutes away. So yes, we may go to Hobby Lobby. Okay, I know. Anyway, it's always fun to go look in a craft store. And since there are fewer and fewer in my neighborhood, it'll be fun to go to a new one. Oh, thank you, Fran Little. Fran Little says, congratulations on your new baby granddaughter. I'm so happy to get to participate today. I work full time, so don't get to log on Fridays during Fridays. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Fran. I would like to do Saturdays more often, but the reality is that's my time with my husband and, time to get things caught up like housework or just go for a nice drive since my husband's gone, Monday through Friday. So I just really like to spend time with him. Otherwise, I would probably do this on Saturdays. This thing just jumped here and I need to find out where I was. And Jet One in says, oh, all good. Family comes first, Bonnie. Enjoy and soak in those babies. Thank you so much. And Felicia Weatherspoon, it's good to have you here. Oh, and Esther is in the chat. Great. Esther, how you doing, girl? I hope things are going well. Hope you're feeling all right. And Becky's responding to Jet One, and I think I missed the question. I missed a lot of questions here. Okay, I'm backing up. Sorry, guys. The thing just jumped on me, and I just don't want anybody to be left out. Thank you all for praying for Hannah's safety. I'm sure she'll be fine, but we did have lightning strike the house just during a regular thunderstorm when I was there, and it blew up the chimney. So you just never know with these storms. Thankfully, that's all been taken care of. That was a little over a year ago, I think. Yeah, it's been a while. And the killer Muppet is with us. That sounds a little scary. I see that I am trapped in my office.
Brian.
Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't know who that was. Okay,
Brian.
got it. Got it. He's trapped in his office. Oh, well. And it sounded familiar, but what did he say?
He said, "I am your son-in-law. I am hurt."
Brian, my brain is preoccupied. Okay. I'm not running on all 8 cylinders. I don't know how many cylinders I have up there, but I know I'm lacking a couple at this moment. I think it's just the sleep thing. All right. Okay. Okay. If I skipped your comment, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going backwards here, and let me get. Okay.
No.
And I'm going to skip on down a bit. Everybody's greeting each other, which is so cool. Ginger says, I live in North Carolina. I could be too far inland. I don't know yet. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of tracking. I don't know how far inland you are, but if you're pretty far west, if you're west considerably of I-95, I think you're going to be okay. According to the last thing that I got from one of the weather channel things that was posted in our family chat, because it looks like it's coming inland, heading to Myrtle Beach, and then going north, straight up. So I don't know where you are in regards to Myrtle Beach, but or I-95. Again, if you're considerably west of 95, you should be okay, Ginger. If not, just be ready for a lot of rain. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it'd be that bad though, because by the time it gets to, I mean, if it's just a tropical storm, by the time it gets to North Carolina, it should be weakened considerably. But don't trust my word for it, because I am not a weather person. And Jet One says, "What's your favorite thing to crochet, Becky?" And she answered her question a few down. Let me see if I can. Well, let me see if I can find your answer. See, lots of things: doilies, amigurumi, and blankets. Can you that doily over there? Can I show that to them?
There's a few doilies. Which one?
The green one? Do you have the red one available?
Yes, I have all 3 in display right now.
Oh, I would love to show them if you don't mind. I know y'all would love to see those. Some of these won like grand champion ribbons at the Montgomery County Fair years ago.
Dusty.
That's the wrong side?
No, that's the right side. It's the right
side. Okay. Because I know. Okay. And it's gorgeous. Now she did block these. That makes when you block things, see, when you have edgings like this, it makes them stand out beautifully. And tell me the name. This is Christoph.
That's Chris Christopherson, I believe.
Not Chris Christoph. That's a singer.
No. Okay, hang on.
That's a singer. I'm starting to sing some of his songs. Is it Kristen? No. Anyway. Patricia
Christopherson.
Okay, Patricia Christopherson. She's like the queen of doilies. If you're going to do doilies, I would definitely seek out her leaflet. She has
from the book.
Many.
Oh, this book is out of print.
Okay, what's it called?
Absolutely gorgeous doilies.
Absolutely.
Is that the one I have?
I don't know.
Some of her books are out of print, but they're
well, if Leisure Arts, I'm going to say this publicly, if Leisure Arts took her books for these out of print, shame on them.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Because these are the best. These are the best that you're ever going to find. They did that to me once, and then I lobbied them.
$45 on Amazon. So I think it's out of print.
Yeah, it's out of print. So if you find anything by Patricia Christopherson, I mean, I don't know if you can, how close. See the detail in the center? She specialized in making surface design on her doily so that you knew which side to put up. So because people would often put them wrong side up. So isn't that gorgeous? But anyway, this was a champion ribbon, at the fair. Yeah, I'm looking
Maybe
at.
it was the green one that got the ribbon.
I remember the red one did extremely well.
I
And then there was a year that my Afghan got beat by a black doily, but we're not going to talk about that. That's okay. That was a year before they separated the
yarn
thread from the yarn. Yeah, and that worked. So those are some of the things. Thanks for asking that question, Ola Jo. That those are some of the things that she likes to do. And and Vima's crochet says, I am too listening and cooking dinner. Good for you. And Virginia says, motherhood is of prime importance. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jobs, I think it comes, I could go off on a tangent because I was a mom. I am a mom, but I was a stay at home mom, which was a little unusual. I guess back in the 90s. I don't know, maybe not unusual, but not, I don't know. I just felt kind of looked down upon by a lot of education elites. And I don't want to get into all that conversation because I know some people don't have an option as to working outside the home. That was my mother. My mother worked very hard for very little pay. Um, Very complicated situation, but you do what you got to do. I totally understand that. And I don't want anybody to hear what I'm not saying, faulting anybody for that. I understand. And times are tough. Food is expensive and everything. But I just wanted to encourage those who are in the thick of it right now, just to say it's a big deal. And I know there's nobody there cheering you on usually. If you have a wonderful husband that recognizes all that you're doing, that's a gift. That's a blessing. Cherish that. But I know a lot of people do a lot. There's nobody there to give you a bonus or a reward or whatever. But you have to be patient, I know, and wait for the Lord. On that day, you will be rewarded for all the sacrifices you've made. I know that. But and I'm digging myself a hole here. But anyway, just to encourage you all, it's so important. So yes, Virginia, motherhood is of prime importance. Even if there's not a paycheck attached, your income does not necessarily determine your importance. Certainly not to the small children. But anyway, I don't want to dig too much further, but I'm very passionate about that. I could probably do a complete podcast just talking about raising children. It would be a lot of fun to do. But anyway, thank you, Jen. She says, congratulations on your new grandbaby. Thank you so much. Kelly Hart says, I'm listening and watching you from, I can't really understand. And Toto 2. Okay. That must be the name of okay, that might be the place that you work. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Jen, for the congrats. The Killer Muppet says the little boy is a little typhoon.
Yes.
Yes, Dad, he is. Hopefully that means that my weight will be down when I go back home. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not. But yeah, that's what children do. They undo things much more quickly than you can do them.
It's not malicious.
No, not malicious at all. It's just he's a strong little child and blessing. He's a terribly big blessing. And if I can even put those two words together, I'm trying to think. Very, very, very inquisitive and very quick to figure things out. For example, if you open a locked gate, like there's a gate behind me, if you show him how to open that gate, that's all he needs. He will know how to open that gate. So you just have to be kind of covert about things because he's a fast learner, which is a good thing. That's going to serve him well. It's just can drive you a little crazy in the process until that time. Carol says, nice to see you, Hannah and Bonnie, on Saturday. Congrats on your new family member. Thank you so much. I think I've read that twice, but that's okay. Thank you, Ola Jo. Just greeting everybody, Phil and Esther. Felicia says, good afternoon, sis Bonnie and everyone. Thank you so much. And All right, well, let me go ahead and let me go through some notes before it gets too much later, and then I'll get back to the chat. Just want to let you know, you probably know already, the Blue Ridge throw. I don't have it to show you because I'm not home and because I had to travel. I mean, I had just hours to pack and then hit the road. Had,
Sorry.
it's okay. No, you should. It's not your fault. You did it's the little ones. She decided that she didn't want to wait 3 weeks. And so, um, actually, I have to tell you this funny story. Not really funny, but 2 weeks ago, the last time I did a live, 5 minutes before I went live, I get a phone call from Becky saying, Mom, and she told me a couple things that happened and that the contractions are so many minutes apart. And I'm like, 5 minutes before we go live. Okay. So, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, do the live and then start packing. And that's pretty much what I did. Did the live, then started packing. Because it's a long drive, I decided that I couldn't just hit the road then. It would also be hitting rush hour traffic outside of Washington, D.C., which is not a good idea. So I thought, let's pack, try to pack as well as I can. And the throw didn't get put into packing because that's just more stuff to carry that I didn't need to bring. But anyway, got on the road 6:30 in the morning.
She was born at 9:30.
And was able to, I mean, I was like on the road driving at 6:30 and made it to Georgia by 5:45, 6 o'clock, which is a record time for me. I kept with traffic for the most part, which means, yeah, I was probably might have passed Smokey and the Bandit on the way had they been there. No, I'm just kidding. Well, didn't have the truckload of beer with me, as I've said in some posts, but I did feel like that song, got a long way to go and a short time to get there. That song ran through my head a few times. We're going to try to do what they say can't be done, but 11 and a half hours made it and was able to go straight to the hospital because during that, while I was driving, got word that the little one had arrived. And it was just okay. And
Less than 24 hours after I told you.
yeah, less than 24 hours. And very blessed time. Apparently the labor was quick. And yeah, it was much easier, I think, than the first, although the baby was much smaller than the first. Anyway, is it okay to give weight?
Yep.
Okay.
6 pounds.
This guy she was 6 pounds, 14 ounces.
She was 36 weeks and 5 days.
36 weeks and 5 days. Yeah. So she was a little early. So we were not expecting her until like the 14th. So we thought we were being smart by building 2 weeks, 2 weeks before the due date. I was going to travel down and help her get set up and everything. But God had a different plan. So anyway, a little bit of background as to why I can't show you the throw, but it's on my homepage, the Blue Ridge throw. I did update the pattern very early on. So I just wanted to let you know that if you downloaded the pattern right away, go ahead and download it again. It is updated. It is correct. Human things happen. Yes, these are tech edited. I pay tech editors to look at these for me. But anyway, the pattern is good. Follow the video. I would encourage you following the video with the written pattern simply because it just clarifies some things in case you've never crocheted cables before. I do think this is a good pattern to start with because I'm only doing 2 styles of cables through the entire project. And basically, if you learn front cross and back cross and you learn how to do the small honeycomb stitch, you're pretty much set for this one. And I don't have the blue yarn, but I do have the color yarn that I'm working with for a brand new throw. This is paint box yarn, Simply Air, and this is 100% acrylic. Each of these has 201 yards of yarn in it approximately, and it takes 18 for the project. Now I do have a link in a video description if you're looking for this kind of yarn. If not, no problem. You can use 3,600 yards of whatever worsted weight yarn you prefer, and that's easily available, readily available in your area. I know if you're outside the US and outside the UK, this might be harder to get. Just use what you have available that works for you. It's totally fine. There's nothing, you know, totally special that you have to use this. Use what you have available in your area, as long as it's a worsted or an Aran weight yarn. That said, if you're looking for this yarn, it is still on sale. I do have the link. It's an affiliate link in the video description below. The affiliate link is not going to cost you anymore. It just blesses me a little bit. I do get a little bit of reward from telling you about that through that link. But anyway, 40% off when you buy packs of 10. If you just buy individual balls of yarn, it's still 35% off. And if you buy $65 or more on your order, the shipping is totally free. So, I mean, it's even cheaper than going to the craft store in a sense, because you're saving gas on the car, travel time and whatnot. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. And speaking of yarn, I think this is on sale too, but I'm not sure what the percentage is. I placed an order a couple weeks ago. Last time I was online, I told you about it. The order has arrived back in Maryland, but this is one that I ordered as a sample just to try. This is a number 5 weight. This is Paint Box Chenille. This feels amazing. And I'm really looking forward to designing some baby blankets with this. This is 100% polyester. Each of these balls has 131 yards or 120 meters. Okay. So I'm going to be working with some of this going forward in the future. Not sure when that's going to happen, but probably in the fall sometime. Let me go ahead and show you another baby blanket that was recently released on my channel. This is squared and beautiful. And this is a fun, simple baby blanket. It kind of incorporates the 3-stitch design, kind of the cluster that you see commonly in granny squares, but it's not a granny square, and as well as just straight up stitching and a simple shell border. I have this listed as an easy beginner design. So if you're looking to do that, this takes one cake of the mandala baby yarn, which is a DK, or DK actually stands for double knitting. That's what the word DK stands for. But what it means to us effectually is it's a number 3, not a number 4. It's slightly thinner, and I used a size H needle on this. So, and if you don't have that yarn, I mean, if you have a cake of that and you're like, what was I going to do with it? It only takes one. And it's a quick and easy, works up fast, kind of a baby blanket. If you don't have that kind of yarn and just have just remnants, scraps that you want to use up in your stash, you can make this into a stash buster, and I think it would look really cool. Okay. Oh, I got a story for you. See, Hannah just sent me. Can I repeat the yarn type and color, please? Okay. If you're referring to the baby blanket, it's Lion Brand Mandala Baby, I think is what it's called. And it's in a cake. And the color actually is called Narnia. So I know the Killer Muppet would like that name. I'm not sure how this reminds. I'm a Narnia fan. Chronicles of Narnia, the children's C.S. Lewis books, not trilogy. He has another trilogy that's different. But anyway, I'm not sure how that reminds. Does that remind you of Narnia? I don't know.
It depends on what they're referring to.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're referring to. Maybe reminds me of Lucy. I don't know. But anyway, so Narnia is the colorway, but they have a lot of beautiful colorways to choose from. And let me show you one more thing, one more show and tell. This, again, was released a couple weeks ago. This is when I have some, the yarn got messed up in transit. This is the quick and easy. Yes, this is easy. Broomstick scarf. And you can see the broomstick design there. And I talked about this a lot recently, but I wanted to tell you that my daughter-in-law, Molly, made one of these. And she just proved my point. She was a knitter before she learned to crochet, but she learned to crochet within the past year. And I mean, I taught her the granny square, sitting down with her, which I tried to explain to her because she thought this is so looks so easy, but why is mine such a mess? And we sat down. I said, well, because the granny square is common, but it's not easy. It has a lot of different skills for a beginner. She was an absolute beginner. But anyway, an absolute crochet beginner who's been crocheting less than a year, she made a scarf just like this. And it looks great. It doesn't look any different from the one that I made. She even used the same color. Um, and this was using Red Heart Stripes yarn. And if you look at the video on my homepage, it'll tell you exactly the type of yarn and all the information and items that you would need for this. There's also the pattern in my Lovecraft store and in my Etsy store as well. All right. So that's pretty much my show and tell. Let's get back to I'm going to get back to the chat. I didn't mean to abandon you all. Thank you, Ola Joe. She said, I'm so grateful. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. Ola Joe, you're so sweet. Let's see here. Okay, I read that. If I miss your comment, I promise I'm not skipping you on purpose. And Alana says, hi, here for a while. Happy 4th. Thank you, Alana. Sorry, I'm late getting to that. And Lori, thanks again for your kind comment. Let's see. I answered that question. And we have Yarn Works by Lydia. Oh, we wave back. Hey, sorry to take so long to get back to you, but great to have you with us. I need to check out your channel or see what you got there. I'll need to look that up. Remind me of that, Becky. Yarn Works by Lydia. I will look that up. And like your channel if you've got one there. Let's see. And see. Okay, and I remember reading that one. All right, and then it jumps. My goodness, why did it do that? As soon as I get caught. We have Butter Roll Boutique. That's a cool name. Welcome. That's pretty cool. And Leanne is from Idaho. Well, welcome, Leanne. Wow. And Ola Joe says, Hobby Yobby, Holly. What am I saying? Hobby Lobby. Yay. Y'all have fun. I'm so excited for you both. They're having a 50% off sale there. Just saying. Seriously? 50% like off yarn? Off what? But yeah, off yarn? Seasonal stuff. I bet everything red, white, and blue might be on sale. You can always stock up. Yay. I've been wanting to get a flag for my house, so maybe they'll have flags on sale. That would be cool. Oh boy. All right. And Susan said, hi. Hey. What? Oh, I'm getting a hug. Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me. Okay. Now he's gonna play. There you go. Thank you, Becky. And Wanda wants to know, is there a pattern for the top that I have on? Yes, there is. It's actually there's a playlist in the video description that has summer crochet, and it's in there. The body of the picture of this design is actually blue, but this is just a second one that I've made. I've got 2 or 3 of these, and I wear them. They are very functional. They wash very well. So thanks for asking that question. Oh, that's it. Can you put that in did you put that in the chat, Hannah? That's great. Actually, that's not the one. That's a different one. she sent me Hannah put a link about the Bonnie Bay summer shell. That's a different one, but similar. This was the popcorn, the popcorn top. But it's in there. It's both of these tops are in the list. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're getting late. Susan, okay, I need to read this again. Susan says, always trust in the Lord and stay in his will. Amen to that. I so appreciate that. That's okay, Hannah. They do look similar. It's hard to tell from that photo, to be honest with you. Yeah, and getting back to the talk on motherhood, Felicia, that's so sweet. She says, I'm not married either. I don't have any children either, but I helped raise my nieces and nephews. Let me just tell you, yeah, that's it, Hannah. Yeah, the summer popcorn yoke. Yeah. But yes, Felicia, thank you for so much for doing that, for having an impact. My sister was heroic in doing that. She traveled, stayed with us, helping with new additions to our family when my mom couldn't travel because my dad was sick. So yeah, my sister's been huge. She used to take the kids out on birthday dates, and I have 5 kids, so that's a tall order. It's an expensive order. So she would take them out individually for birthday dates and stuff like that, and they just have the most fun memories of her doing that. Yeah. So and and Brenda's lived with us and just been a great help. Okay, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, Trish, she says, thank you for your help on those rows on the Blue Ridge throw. I hope that worked out, Trish. I know that can be tricky. And Wanda says, good morning, Bonnie. I got up early enough, so I'm catching this live. I'm still crocheting prayer shawls for widows. That is so amazing. Thank you for doing that. But yeah, that is so great. And from M says, is it easy to make the sleeve a little longer for the top you are wearing? I don't know. You can actually make the yoke longer. You may be able to go around, the sleeve and make a sleeve onto it. You could do that. You would just have to maybe continue the pattern, but in a round. I mean, I don't have instructions for doing that on the design, but I do have. I'm trying to think. Actually, I do have the same pattern, but I have it for a winter sweater using wool, and I do make the sleeves longer. So you could take a look at that pattern. Take a look at the summer top using the summer numbers and the summer yarn, and then look at the winter version of this where I do actually make a sleeve, and you could bring the sleeve down as long as you'd like. I totally get that. I'm kind of getting to that, wanting to cover the arms more as well, but sometimes it's just so hot, I just don't worry about it. And Radha says, thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate your response to my question. Also, congratulations on your new baby. Enjoy bundles of joy. Thank you so much. And okay, so I think I'm kind of caught up here. I'm getting down to the wire. And let's go on down. Thank you, Hannah, for putting that in. And thank you, Yarn Works by Lydia. Yeah, definitely check the video description. I do have a link for summer patterns, and there are a lot of tops. There's probably at least 4 or 5 tops in that list. And I don't have a sample to show you, but the yarn that I love to use for this one in particular is the Universal Yarn Bamboo Pop Sock. And again, if you look at the video, it will be in the video description as far as the type of yarn that I used and whatnot. You probably will, yeah. And if you look at the video, I do crochet this in the large size. You'll have to look at the pattern though. Unfortunately, if you're going to make different sizes, you're going to have to get the pattern for that, because that's just so many different numbers. I just don't like to rattle everything off as I'm doing the recordings. It just, I think, just introduces confusion. Okay. Thank you, Jen. She says, sending prayers. I appreciate that. I know the people in the chat do too. And Alana says, need to go, but see you next time, Bonnie, Hannah, and all of your precious people. Thank you. Speaking of next week, I'm probably going to have to skip again. If I decide to do a live, I will let you know, but I think it's going to be travel weekend for me. So I'm probably going to be driving both Friday and Saturday, and I will need to maximize the time before I leave here. So I may have to skip another Friday Fun Live and see you on the other side in a couple weeks. I know that's I don't like to do that, but I just don't see any other way around it. And Jet One in says, "What was the pattern you mentioned today for the big yarn packs on Love Crafts?" I was just talking about the pattern that was released this past week, the Blue Ridge Throw. Again, not this color. It's like a medium blue, or kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a country blue color for the Blue Ridge Throw. But I use this yarn, and this is the yarn, the Aran weight. That's 10 packs are 40% off, which is really good. 35% off if you're just buying individual balls of this yarn. That's what it was. And I have a prayer request for Joni. It says, my my goddaughter is due next month. Prayer. She requested she will be a miracle baby when she gets born. Okay. So I will write that down on my prayer list, Joni. Thank you so much for sending that to me, Hannah, so that I can put that in my list afterwards. We'll do that, Joni. We'll do that as best I can. Let me tell you let me make sure I've gotten to everybody in the chat. Red Hook says she's almost done with the mosaic baby blanket that I posted in a comment on your Facebook page. Well, great. Send it to me when you're done, Red Hook. I'd love to repost that. All right. And Becky's saying, I feel very blessed to stay home with my two kiddos. It is a blessing. And she is constantly busy too. Oh, that sounds nice, Kelly. She says, I'm going to lunch with my mom next Wednesday and going to cemetery to put flowers on his grave. I guess that's your dad. Yeah, and Ola Joe says, Becky, you're welcome. This is the correct title for the book. Absolutely welcome. Absolutely gorgeous doilies. Yes. And Jet One In says, can I please have a prayer request for me? Unspoken prayers, please. I've been having a really hard time and could use your prayers. Thank you. I definitely will, Jet One In. Still praying for you in regards to what you mentioned weeks ago. I'd hope that things are Hannah saying, I'm so glad no one pulled you over when you drove down. Well, Hannah, had anyone tried to pull me over for speeding, they would have had to take out everybody else too, because I was going with Georgia traffic. So, which is absolutely insane. Yep, definitely will be praying for you, Jet One In. Thank you for sending that to me, Hannah, so that I can add it to my list. And what show is Hannah talking about, Becky?
Where?
What?
I'm not sure what you're referring to. Where is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to. Anyway, I'm trying to find a reference there, Ola Joe, about says Hannah, you and me both. I love that show. Used to watch it all the time. I missed that comment somewhere. I'm sorry, gang. And Barbara, so good to have you in the chat. Glad you're doing well. Says love hearing that beautiful kiddo. Yeah, it's a good time. And Felicia says, I saved the video of the Blue Ridge Throw. It looks really beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying to get through everything. And Trish says, there were a few missing edits on last copy you sent me, but I got them marked. Yeah, I actually did another one after that, Trish. Yeah, so it was a late night, past 12:30, I think, doing that one time. Smokey. Oh, yeah, okay. Smoking the Bandit. I forgot that reference. Yeah, that was a crazy movie. Yeah, I remember everybody had to have a Trans Am back in the day. I don't have a Trans Am, but my car was black, if that helps. And I did have a gold stripe down the side, so a very small pinstripe. Um, and my car that has now over what 270,000 miles on it. So pretty sure pretty sure those Trans Ams didn't have that many miles, but we just keep changing the oil and they just keep going. Yeah, thank you, Hannah. Yeah, forgotten that reference. Thank you, Bola Joe. uh, and Kendall says just starting another one of your beautiful scarves. Thank you. I hope you enjoy that. Trish Joni says I have two granddaughters now heading to college next month. Oh my goodness. I know that'll happen in a blink of an eye, but yeah. And Trish says I got your two revised, but okay, I'll have to take a look. I'll take a look at that. Again, editor missed it too. So, and Nancy says, thank you, Bonnie, Hannah, Becky May for thoughtfulness and time. Best crochet and knitting community ever. Oh, you're so sweet, Nancy. And just to let you know, everybody is certainly welcome here. We just stay away from certain topics and we are all fine. Well, let me give you some more information. I just wanted to update you. Let's see. I didn't get to tell you about the fiber festivals. Let me go ahead and review that real quickly. The Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival, I can say this now, is coming up next month already, August 22nd through 24th. That's going to be outside of Pittsburgh. You can check the link in the video description. It'll give you all the information you need. And these are the 4 classes that I'm teaching. There are going to be many other classes. Check them all out. My friend Jennifer Ryan of Celtic Knot Crochet is going to be teaching some classes too, and many, many, many others. There's going to be classes on spinning, knitting, quilting. If it's done with a needle and thread or yarn, there's going to be a class about it. I'm going to be teaching transforming denim with crochet. Going to be focused mainly on denim jackets for this class. So bring a denim jacket, preferably one that's not, several $100s worth. I mean, bring one from a thrift store or one that you don't mind practicing on. We're going to teach you some things and then you'll be able to do as many as you want or whatever you want after that. I'm going to bring all the tools you need and supplies for that one. I'm going to be teaching Celtic Weave and Beyond. I'm going to be teaching multiple ways to crochet ribbing and making a technology watch band. That's a watch band that goes on your iWatch or a similar type of computerized watch. We're going to make a watch band for that. In October, way into fall, which is going to come faster than you realize. And I think things are filling up even here. So if you're interested in going to visit with me, visit Prince Edward Island. They're going to have a fiber festival October 23rd through the 25th. That's at the Delta Hotels Prince Edward, 18 Queen Street, Charlottetown. I got a feeling there aren't going to be a lot of hotels to pick from. So if you're going to go, you're going to need to get your reservation in ASAP. I'm teaching 5 classes there as far as I know right now. Introduction to crocheting post cables. We're going to be teaching crocheting beautiful trims and borders. I'm teaching a class intro to reading crochet patterns and stitch diagrams. And I promise you, this is my promise on that class, you'll be able to read crochet patterns, number 1. And number 2, it's going to be easier than reading text messages from a teenager. I promise you, it'll be easier than reading your text messages. I promise. I promise. That is my guarantee. If not, come talk to me. I'm going to be teaching multiple ways to crochet ribbing and 3 ways to crochet braided cables. Each of those are going to be 3-hour class. All these classes I mentioned are 3-hour classes. So that is most of my news here. Looks like I'm 4 minutes over. And let's see. Trish says, my son will be 25 on the 25th. I had 3 in 3 years. Appreciate the moms out there. Thank you, Trish. Yes. Um, I- it was a whirlwind for me. It was wonderful. We had lots of fun, made lots of memories. Um, Martha Stewart had no place visiting my house ever. She is not welcome. Now, I say that jokingly. A friend's moms used to say, if you're coming to see me, come on in. If you're coming to evaluate my house, make an appointment. And that's pretty much the way we lived. I mean, I've got the rest of my life to have a clean house, but during those years, and there's nothing wrong with a clean house, certainly, but making it an idol over caring for the children can be a problem. So, and I had to resist that. I resisted it pretty well, and just really enjoyed having time with my kids. If I could go back in time, I would remove some legalistic tendencies that I felt in my heart, and that's what I want to encourage young moms to resist comparing to Susie Q or whoever it is, in your network who keeps a perfect house. There's nothing wrong with that, but there are more things to life, more wonderful things to life, like raising children that will have an impact on the world, for example. Anyway, and Jet One in says transforming denim sounds amazing. When's your class? It's in Pittsburgh, right? It's in Pittsburgh. I don't know the exact day. I'm sorry. It's either Friday or Saturday. It's either on Friday or Saturday. I don't teach classes on Sunday. I might visit the market for a few minutes before I hit the road, but I generally try not to do much on Sunday that's not restful or worshipful. Um, and that's not it. Yeah, that's just my personal conviction. I'm not laying that on everybody. I promise. Um, but Jen Snow says there's a mama deer with her baby right outside my picture window. Oh, that's so sweet. As long as they're not in your flowers. um, oh, and Jet One in says I like a well lived in house myself, not a touchy house. My aunt had one of those, and it was stressful to visit. Yeah, I love order. Don't get me wrong. I like order. I want to know where things are, but I want people to be able to feel relaxed. They feel like they can sit on my furniture, and it's okay to make steps on the rug with your feet. I remember visiting, staying with someone. You basically couldn't walk anywhere where there was carpet because it was just perfectly vacuumed, and you were just asked to not do it. And I'm like, what's the point, you know? Um, D says, I've been watching the video, been unable to get a text message because of my phone. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Hope everybody has and had a great happy 4th and congratulations. Thank you so much, D.
What's the name of the festival in Pittsburgh?
It's Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival. The link is in the video description. Okay, if you look in the video description, the link is there. Lots of information there. And just to let you know that once registration fills up, I don't have, but I think there's a definite cutoff. Some of these classes it's 20 people, some it's only 15. So I think some of the make and take ones are more like 15 people. So it's you're gonna have to be sure if you're interested in any of these and some of the other classes as well. Um, first come first serve. So you need to sign up, soon because some classes have already sold out. Not mine. I don't know if mine have sold out, but some of the others I know have. And Cindy says, thank you for saying that because I went through some of those same struggles when I was raising my children. But my children are all healthy and happy. They live good lives now. Yeah, amen to that. Um, yeah, exactly, Cindy. I so agree. And so I'm going to go ahead and close out again. Just a reminder, I'm not going to be here next weekend, Friday or Saturday. I'm going to be on the road, but I wanted to leave you with a Bible verse that I looked up, and this is primarily aimed at young moms, but I think any of us can appreciate that. And if maybe you can share this with a young mom in your network. Otherwise, thank you for posting that, Becky. Oh, Joni, you're blessed, man. You got Hobby Lobby 10 minutes away. Wow. Anyway, I looked up a verse this morning. This comes from And again, I'm reading from the scriptures. This is not a mandate to be a part of this community or channel, but this is how I rock and roll. And this is where a lot of my strength comes from, or most of it anyway, the good part of it. Um, and I do to seeing my daughter and also just experiencing the exhaustion from doing the toddler thing. um, I've been sleeping very well while I've been here. But here's the verse. It comes from Isaiah 40, verse 11. And this also almost makes me cry when I read it. He will tend his flock like a shepherd, and we are his flock when he says his flock. He will gather the lambs in his arms, he will carry them in his bosom, and gently, can we read that again? And gently lead those that are with young. So if you have somebody in your life who's telling you all that you're not doing, you have my permission to not listen to them anymore, because even the Lord says he will carry them in his bosom and gently lead those with young. So if it's not, if the advice coming from your friends is not gently leading you, you don't have to take it. Okay, that's just my 2 cents worth. And I wish someone had told me that right from day one. Uh, but anyway, I digress. I'm digressing again. So anyway, well, I just so loved meeting with you guys again. It's been 2 weeks is just way too long. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go 2 more weeks, but I know you have lots of fun things out there during the summer, and we will see you in 2 weeks. God bless. Bye bye.